Hey there, toy fans. I am here with a bunch of Spider-Men, and if you follow my channel, you'll notice that as of late, I don't really do a lot of Marvel Legends videos because, quite frankly, there's a ridiculous amount of Marvel Legends out there. You can get Marvel Legends reviews almost anywhere, and a lot of the times, nothing really changes. It's just a different paint on a sculpt, whatever. It's really fun. I have an insane amount of Marvel Legends, an insane amount. But my reviews aren't really all that necessary given that the community is so huge out there. That being said, I had to talk about this new Spider-Man 2-pack. And now, as you can see, this isn't even an opening. I already opened them, and I just fell in love, and I had to share this. The new Renew Your Vows 2-pack with Spider-Man and Spinneret, Mary Jane Watson. These two are phenomenal. And let's just talk about them for a second real quick. Mary Jane, that's very cool. This is a different Mary Jane than we're used to seeing. Very fun paint application. I know nothing about Spinneret, nothing at all. So, I don't know, very cool. She comes with, as you can see, she's got a fist and a thwipping hand. And for accessories, she also came with a separate Mary Jane head, and we've got two open hands, a pair of those, and then another thwipping and another punching. So you got 6 hands, a pair each of thwipping, punching, and open hands. Very cool. And another Mary Jane head. But let's talk about Spider-Man. That's why I'm here. Let's talk about why this is the new king of all of your Marvel Legends Spider-Man. And you really have to get one if you collect Marvel Legends. So the longest serving king is Pizza Spidey, and this is the original Pizza Spidey. I have this. This wasn't the retro carded one, and the reason why that's so important is because the original Pizza Spidey came with that, obviously, the pizza slice, the head to eat. Got another head as well, but he had lots of hands. So he has a pair of open hands, as you can see right here, that I have him with. The open hand needed to hold the pizza, and then I usually just have him sitting like he's sitting on the edge of a building. But then he's got the thwipping and the punching, okay? So for a long time, I don't think anybody's going to debate you that Pizza Spidey was the end-all be-all. He had the butterfly joints, he had the nice thin build. I mean, look at that butterfly. Great paint. I mean, just fantastic paint, fantastic color all around. I mean, totally painted in all of the webbing on that. The spider on the back, good size. Spider on the front, good size. The webbing goes all the way down to the hands and the feet. Just phenomenal. Just a phenomenal figure. Tough to beat. Now, I've got one in here that's sort of a wild card. I love the teenage Spider-Man version, and if people said this was their favorite Spider-Man, I wouldn't even fight them all that much, because once again, great paint sculpt. This one came with that head and what do I have here? Teenage Peter Parker. Yeah, same thing. He's got open hands, punching hands, he's got thwipping hands, he's got a masked Spider-Man head with, once again, the nice big eyes, which I would say the Pizza Spidey has pretty good-sized eyes as well. There's the one on that it came with. The Teenage Spider-Man did not have butterfly joints. It's a much smaller body. They use this on a Miles Morales as well, so it's a really great figure. Not the one that I think most people use in their Spider-Man collection, but if somebody wanted to say this was the king of the Spider-Man for a bit, I wouldn't fight him. Now, a little over a year ago, I don't know, maybe more than that, retro carded Spider-Man came out, and if you still loved Pizza Spider-Man over this, I'm not going to fight you, but this figure was just phenomenal. Still got the butterfly, still a nice good sized spider on the back. I will say the spider on the chest is a little small, and the eyes, it's more like a Tobey Maguire movie eyes. But really good. And what I loved about this figure is this was the one that brought us the diaphragm joint with an ab crunch. I mean, the articulation of this figure was amazing, just amazing. Really stepped it up a lot. This was highly sought after when it came out, just phenomenal. So, if you like Pizza Spidey more, I didn't think that was a terrible decision, but I do think the Retro Spider-Man was really the #1 figure in a lot of people's collection. Pizza Spidey is a little bit more slender, which I think does say something about Peter Parker. You know, he's a little bit more of a slim character. Now, why do I like this guy so much more than Retro Spidey? Number one, they're both really on the same mold, so it's not like one's more slender than the other. They both have this diaphragm joint here, and they both have the ab crunch. Neither of them have a waist swivel anymore. I do like getting away from the waist swivel and going with these ones. What I love most, I love everything most, so let's just go. The eyes. I love the eyes. They're so much bigger. That's more of a comic-looking Spider-Man. Like I said, I feel like this is more like what Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man eyes, maybe smaller. Though they are still more comic-y because there's a lot more black outline to them. And he didn't come with as many accessories either. I didn't even talk about that. Retro just had, I guess he had the full eyes there. And then he had whipping hands and punching. No open hands, no wall-crawling hands. So that was a downside of him. Number two, I do like the color better. I think the blue and the red pop more on this one, the Renew Your Vows 2-pack, than this one. I'm not saying this is bad. I don't know. It's just something about this feels better. I think part of it is the red. As you can see, it looks like there's really only 4 squares across, and it's the same over here, but they're narrower on the Retro Spidey than they are on the Renew Your Vows Spidey. I like the fact that the spider on the front is a lot bigger. I like the fact that the spider on the back is a lot bigger. I like the fact that he came with open hands, whipping hands, and punching hands. So he's got 3 sets of hands to trick. So another set of hands. And the one, well, there's 2 more things. Entirely pinless. So as you can see, we got pins in the elbows and in the knees there. And they did a really great job with them. So it's not to say that those pins stand out a lot. Like, you're not seeing them. But they're not there at all on this one. Pinless. Entirely pinless Spider-Man. And then, last but not least, toe articulation. I am not the biggest fan of toe articulation because these joints can go bad faster than a lot of the other joints. But if you want one Spider-Man to pose, and you're not going to play with him a ton, you're going to pose him, you're going to leave him there for a while, so you're not going to get a lot of up and down wear and tear on that joint, man, that's incredible. So if you are a Marvel Legends collector, and if you are a Spider-Man fan, I went back and forth on if I was getting this, and I just said I have to, because I am impulsive and I can afford it, so why not? Go get the Renew Your Vows 2-pack. He also comes with a full-on Peter head as well. Full Peter Parker head. I can pull that out of him. Whatever. It's a Peter Parker head. Man, what a figure. You're not going to get a better Spider-Man than this. From Hasbro, at least. And honestly, for paying for imports, it's $52.99 for this 2-pack right now at Target. You're getting 2 figures for that price. You're basically paying $26.50 a figure. This is a brand new figure. We've never had one of her before. And this is the best Spider-Man they've ever made, bar none. So, it's a great deal. Go out and get it. multiverse of Spider-Man is just going to keep growing because you're going to have 20 Spider-Man on your shelf like I do, but that's okay because this one is as good as it's ever going to get. Hopefully not. Maybe they'll do something better in the future. This is as good as it gets right now. Go buy the amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. Do it. Do it now. If you're a toy fan, you've got to do it. I thank you all so much for coming, checking out another one of my videos. Like I said, I know you can go a lot of places for Hasbro Marvel Legends, but today you came to check this out, and I'm thankful for it. Take it easy, everybody.